Yeah, I did. So, yeah. But we walked outside and the sun was I mean, come here, look at these tires, you can think about it. And she fell asleep. Both of us hot tailed back then, she come down the stairs.
We're going to go ahead and call the March 24th meeting of the Hickman County Legislative Body to order. Clerk will call the roll.
Devin Pickard. Here. Matthew Barhill. Here. Paul Calicott. Here. Clay Chester. Here. Todd Collins. Here. Wayne Thomason. Here. Steve Janakis. Here. Dusty Jordan. Here. Ron Mayberry. Wiley McNair. Here. Ron Puckett. Ricky Murray. Here. Keith Nash. Here. Danny Clark. Here. 12 present, 2 absent.
12 present, 2 absent. We have a quorum. If you'll stand and remove your headgear, if you're wearing any, Commissioner Jordan will lead us in our opening prayer, and Commissioner Giannakis in our opening pledge.
Lord, thank you so much for this day you've given us, the beautiful weather. Lord, we gather here to do the work of the citizens of this county. Keep us mindful, that's who we work for. Lord, thank you for allowing us to live in this country and live in this great state of Tennessee, and thank you, Lord, for Hickman County and all the blessings you've given us here. This I ask in the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If everyone would take a moment, I sent out an email, and each one of you should have received that email except for Ricky Murray. Ricky, I just now realized I did not send it to you guys. That email is in regards to the Bruin Creek settlement that we had thought we were going to discuss last month. At the last minute, it got pulled by the attorneys. It just hit this afternoon about 5 o'clock, and I'm sorry that we don't have printed copies, but everyone should have a copy. And it is essentially the same thing that we had last month that got pulled with a couple of the minor corrections that needed to happen. And those are in red. You'll see those in red. At the appropriate time tonight during the Planning Commission's report, we will need to have a discussion about that and make a motion that the county mayor and the attorneys involved approve that those recommendations, the changes, and letters themselves. So again, I apologize for that not being in the packet earlier. We kind of gave them a deadline of 30 days. Well, they took every doggone bit of it. Yeah. So just want everyone to know that in advance. You had, in the packet, you had an agenda. The chair entertained a motion in regards to the agenda. Motion approved by Commissioner Thomason, second by Commissioner Giannakis. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? He's all over. Okay, we have The public comment period tonight is in regards to anything that's on this agenda, including some rezoning issues that we have. And I don't know what any of these folks want to discuss, but we'll take them in this order. Mr. John Wilson,
Yes, sir.
and if you'll tell us what you want to speak in regards to, come right up here, Mr. Wilson. I'm Paul, yeah, right there. Thank you.
We're here in regard to the rezoning of a piece of property on Old Bon Aqua Road, just for our information and to be informed of what's going on in our neighborhood.
Okay. Mr. Wilson, I apologize that this is a public comment period, public hearing. We're gonna listen to anything that you have to say, but we can't really have a discussion with you. That would have happened during the planning commission meeting. But this is, the property on Old Bon Aqua?
Yes, sir?
Okay. Just make sure everybody understands. Do you have any comments?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Miss Peggy Pendergrass. Miss Donna Bradley.
I just wanted to speak about the Ag Pavilion. We know that there's two groups, our group plus Joe, and he's here. You know, he's got that motor connection he's told y'all about, and we would really like him to join our board. You know, we asked him last time, and we'll be glad to bring him on because that's a piece we're missing on our board. And in probably about 18 months to 2 years, I'm going to be retiring. And, you know, it looks like another extension person would come on, and, you know, I'm ready to move on the next part of my life. So it looks like that if we could get him and some of his new blood in, then it could be an easy transformation and versus here's the keys, open up. You know, what are you gonna do? We've got a lot of relationships going on out there and contracts, and we would like to keep those from the banana pudding to wrestling and all the youth that are taking, events taking place. So that's just sort of my opinion and my board's opinion, and we'd like to have him work with us, and we continue on, and then he come into leadership. And next time this is up, then he's ready to move right in. So, thank you.
Thank you, Brother. Leslie Hudgens.
Hello. So mine's a rezoning issue as well.
Which property is it?
So the rezoning property is like the 9231 Bates Trail. It adjoins with
Okay.
ours on 9268. And so it adjoins the 2-acre lot. How do we know if it passed the code for like the three? It's only 2 acres, and I know it has to be 3 acres to pass for multifamily housing. And how do we know if it has passed that already or not to be able to oppose that?
Ms. Hudgens, I want to say the same thing I said to Mr. Wilson.
I understand.
This is a public comment period, a public hearing. There will be discussion, but at this time, we can't really answer any questions. We'll just listen to anything that you want to say about this, we'll be happy to listen to.
Right, well, what do you want me to say what I need to say? Well, I was just gonna say, you know, we didn't, so if they build right there, if this applies to this situation, if you're wanting to listen to it, if they build where they are saying they're going to with duplexes, it's on a hill, everything drains down onto our property, into our pond, draining into a little creek that runs into Big Spring Creek. So we have fish and everything in there, and that could contaminate it. We're worried about that. It's gonna be a lot of congestion on that road. You know, it's gonna lower our property values and everything. We're just really concerned, and we're trying to figure out what we need to do to stop that progress. And I know you say you can't.
Hang around.
I understand, I was just saying. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. David Dedman.
Hey, Hey, I appreciate you guys listening to what I got to say. I'm talking about the rezoning of the property on old Bon Aqua Road. And it is right next door to my mom's property, which is right next door to my property. And her water line comes right across that property. So I don't know, you know, what they're planning to do, but I know that they're trying to get rezoned for, like, I'm assuming maybe multifamily or something. And of course, we're a single family neighborhood. We'd like to keep it that way, would be, you know, the best deal. And I think Mr. John probably would agree with that because he lives right across the road from me. But that's one of the big issues is, like say my mom's water line, hers is on Highway 100, her water meter, and the line runs right across that property. So that's our, you know, putting, I don't know, high rises up or something in there. I don't know, you know, her water line gets tore up. So anyway, that's our, I guess, objection to it. Thank you, guys.
Anything else during the public comment period? Next item on the agenda is adoption of the minutes from the Monday, February 24th meeting. Motion by Commissioner Giannakis to approve, second by Commissioner Pickard. Any discussion on those adoption of the minutes?
They're in there also.
That's correct. The special call meeting is also in there. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? The chair is unaware of any special recognition, memorials, or commendations. Anything need to be brought up at this time? The chair is unaware of any elections. We do have some appointments. We have 8 people who have requested to be approved as notaries. Thank you very much. A. Nell Brannon, Tina Dorton, Lindsay Nicole Flotman, Alex Jaden Brooke Fordson, Shannon R. Gunter, Jennifer K. Huber, Carrie Mahan Kehoe, Ashley Love, and Cody Lee Nix. Those are the 9 names that have been brought forth to be approved as notaries. The chair will entertain a motion. Motion approved by Commissioner Thomason, second by Commissioner Clark. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Devin Pickard.
Yes.
Matthew Barnhill. Yes. Paul Calcott.
Yes.
Clay Chester.
Yes.
Todd Collins.
Yes.
Wayne Thomason.
Yes.
Steve Janakis.
Yes.
Dusty Jordan.
Yes.
Wiley McNair.
Yes.
Ricky Murray.
Yes.
Keith Nash.
Yes.
Danny Clark.
Yes.
12 yes, 2 absent.
12 yes, 2 absent. Does any commissioner wish to change his or her vote? 12 yes, 2 absent. The notaries are approved. Are there any other appointments? I don't think there's any bonds to approve. There's no special reports. We come to communications from the county mayor. County mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioners, I hope you had a good week. I've had a frustrating one pulling my hair out, but that's okay. If you notice in your package, there was a whole list of notes, about 3 pages long. I've been diligently at this, and I'm just gonna hit the topic right off the bat, and we're gonna talk about the Pinewood EMS station. Now, I've been in contact with the architect. He keeps putting me off. He's got to where he's not answering my calls. I called him today for the last time. And I'm gonna stand here and tell you that tomorrow morning, when I go into my office at 7:30 in the morning, the next phone call I make is gonna be a higher pay grade than what he is. Because we have been put on the back burner for some reason, and I keep getting issues about, well, we gotta do the mechanicals before we send them into the fire marshal, whatever. We met this guy back, Eric Bostad and I, project manager, met him back in December 19th, there at the facility. We talked about it. Both of us iterated that it was urgently that we get this done. He agreed. He was assigned to us from Gulf States Engineering. There's a 3 to 4 week period where they kind of argue with the fire marshal, I guess, or whatnot, to see what they need. I can understand that, part of it. But I guess the lack of communication is what's really making me pull my hair out, and I'm frustrated. I'm probably more frustrated about this project than anybody sitting in this room right now. We did order the doors already. They're on the way. All we're waiting on now is the stamp from the fire marshal's office, which hopefully, I think Mr. Blosted talked to him today. He was able to get a hold of somebody, or Thursday, excuse me, and the architect did say that he was going to send the plans to the fire marshal's office Thursday with a complimentary email to us that said they were sent. That never happened. I reached out to him this morning, didn't answer the phone. I left a detailed message for him, that it was imperative that he call me back today. So I promise you tomorrow morning, that phone call is going to a higher pay grade. I'll be glad to answer any questions over the new EMS station that you might have. That was not in my notes maybe, if you're thinking about it. Maybe you thought about something that I did not. I hate putting the blame on somebody else, but right now we're waiting on an architect. I hate that. I blame myself for that mostly. I should have been on top of it a little more.
Does anyone have any questions in regards to the Pinewood EMS for the mayor?
So we'll move on to the animal shelter now, because things have been happening with that. The James and Associates staff, they're finalizing the drawings. I talked to Becky the other day. I don't see her here. The plans were discussed with one organization to have the building actually started. Geotech, if you go by out there, there's 4 holes dug in the ground that they did the geotech already on it. That's to see if that land will actually hold the building. So far, so good. All the geotechs are in process right now. So once we get there, we can move on. There's a new joint economic community development board. I want to say thank you to Ms. Carla. She's worked very hard, very diligently to make this happen. But Carla and I have been working alongside with the county attorney as well as the city attorney to have an MOU set forth for the new joint economic community development board. Mayor Jacobs did approve it. He signed it Tuesday on 3/11. It then came to my office. I sent it to the county attorney. He signed it and I signed it. I will let Ms. Director Moore, elaborate more in her report to the board. Buford McGord Sports Complex. I'm just moving along. If you got any questions, please stop me. Windstorm blew down the light pole, tore up the fence, broke the pole off flush, destroyed the lights. Just the one pole. We reached out to Dixon Electric. Dixon Electric couldn't do anything for us. However, I did get a hold of somebody over there that put me in touch with somebody who could. Matt and I tag teamed this. We called Reynolds Electric. Insurance came through for us. They sent a check out to finance for $14,000 some odd dollars. The total project's $15,000. That's to have brand new, lights put on it and the pole standing back up. And he is gonna be working on that, I'm assuming sometime this week. So the insurance came through for us, so it didn't come out of general fund. I want to talk a little bit about Resolution 2510. This is the Chamber of Commerce. I back this 100%. The Chamber of Commerce works hand in hand with economic community development. Hand in hand. It's hard to do one without the other. I like the idea of the 60%. of the, hotel motel tax going towards that, with the county retaining 40% for its own parks and recreation. Resolution 2511, which you'll see before you tonight, is for the Community Development Block Grant that EMS has filled out for new life-saving equipment. I think the total on that project cost is $375,000. By using the CDBG grant, it will cost us about $75,000 to have $400,000 of medical equipment, basically. Life-saving measures, they need them on the ambulance. I did it for 30 years. It's very important. I just want to tell you that I back this 100% as well. And at this time, I will take any questions, if you have them.
Any questions of the county mayor? Commissioner Jordan.
On the animal shelter and the ambulance station, by next meeting, you should have wrapped it up with the architect and with.
By our next meeting,
Okay.
I should.
Could you give us a timeline to completion at our next county commission meeting?
Our timeline is gonna be 4 to 6 weeks. That's after we get them stamped. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make that phone call in the morning
4 to 6 weeks for what?
till the project's complete.
4 to 6 weeks. Could you have that?
Now, that's on the EMS station.
Okay. And on the animal shelter?
It may take a little longer than that, but I'm working diligently with Becky to try to get that up and running.
Could you verify that for us next meeting or before?
I can.
Okay. That's all.
Anything else for the county mayor?
The animal shelter committee, you were at that, the question came up about field dirt.
Oh, yes, sir.
Were you able to,
Go ahead.
were you able to talk to Ronald to see if he could do anything on that?
I did, and according to the MOU that we have between us and him, I can get the field dirt at whatever the county costs to get it. Other than just paying his driver to deliver it.
But we don't have an amount yet.
I do not have an amount yet from James and Associates. They were finishing up the final details of according to Becky, last time I spoke to her, which was Monday, Tuesday, they were, finalizing that part of it. And I told her as soon as she could let me know, that would be great, so we can know how much field dirt we're gonna need. But Ronald said he would work with us.
Any other questions for the mayor?
Yes,
Commissioner
on
Garrett?
the EMS station,
Yes, sir.
I saw you order the bay doors on 10 March. Did they give you an estimated timeline for getting those in and installed?
I think they, 4 to 5, 6 weeks, somewhere in there.
Okay,
I think is what they said, 4 to 6 weeks.
all right, thank you.
And that's
all I-
about the time that the project's gonna take, so.
That's all I have.
Mr. Chairman, I yield the floor.
Thank you very much, county mayor. The next item is the planning commission.
Yes, let me get back up there. The minutes from the planning commission, meeting's in your packet. There are a lot of questions on that clean on some of my cohorts because I was out of town. We'll take care of that first before we get into the Boone Creek.
Any questions?
Well, can you specifically, that might be the time to do that, go ahead, never mind, I'll withdraw. Go ahead.
The next item is the, dealing with the settlement of Boone Creek. And I'm gonna make a motion that we support the mayor and the appropriate attorneys to sign that settlement, as soon as possible.
Have a motion by Commissioner Kellicott, second by Commissioner Clark, to give the permission for the mayor and the appropriate attorneys to sign off on those documents and submit up to the court system. Any discussion?
I was just wondering if the attorney would like to say anything on it.
Yeah, well, this arrangement requires Boone Creek to cease its operations on or before April the 30th. At the last meeting, we were on the verge of considering this, and they asked for additional time. We refused, and they've agreed April 30 is the end date. At that point, and they've already started moving their operations over into Fairview, so there is a location, the trucks are visible over there. And so this settlement will essentially, if they comply with it, we will agree to dismiss the case that we have filed against Boone Creek. If they don't comply with this, it also includes a permanent injunction which goes into effect on May the 1st that orders them from the court to cease operations, and they've got 15-day grace period there. So worst case, if the permanent injunction were to go into effect, we'd be middle of May, and they would be ordered to vacate the property for commercial purposes. So we've worked on this quite a while. It's in good shape, and I appreciate Mr. Caldicott's motion.
Any other discussions on the motion? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Devin Pickard.
Yes.
Matthew Barnhill.
Yes.
Claude Callicott.
Yes.
Clay Chester.
Yes.
Todd Collins. Wayne Thomason.
Yes.
Steve Janakis.
Yes.
Dusty Jordan.
Yes.
Wiley McNair.
Yes.
Ricky Murray.
Yes.
Keith Nash.
Yes.
Danny Clark.
Yes.
12 yes, 2 absent.
City Commissioner, wish to change his or her vote?
12 yes, 2 absent.
I think you have your marching orders, Mayor and Mr. Meckel.
Yeah, thank you.
Anything else? Planning Commission.
I guess this would be the time to do it. We couldn't respond to the people on the public comment period.
Commissioner Clark, why don't we take that up during the, when those resolutions are actually gonna be brought up?
Okay.
With that, and I think that, you know, we'll take a short break prior to that, and make sure we got the right numbers and we can make a motion on that. But that probably should happen during that new business part. I think I see where you're going now.
No, what I was gonna talk about is the sign that got them here has the zoning department's phone number on it, and the time to ask the questions would have been to call that number before now. The public comment period is for comments on it, for you to tell us what you think about it, but to gain the information, and this is the second month that this has happened, and the number's pretty bold on the sign. If in the future you see those signs, call that number. Those.
We did call the number. They told us to come down here tonight.
Right, correct.
Did you ask them questions?
Yes.
Point of order.
They told us the same thing.
Hey, we're gonna, I understand this is gonna be a good discussion, we need to have that, let's take it up when we take up that new business. Anything else from Planning Commission? Solid Waste Committee.
Solid Waste did meet. The minutes are in your packet. If you have any questions, I can try to answer them for you.
Any questions for Commissioner McNair and Solid Waste Committee? Health, Safety, and Properties Committee.
Well, we met, the majority of the meeting was on the building over by the river with no resolution to that. Everybody was there, so if anybody's got any questions about public safety, I'll be glad to answer them.
Anybody got any questions in regards to that matter?
Would this be the time to take up the ag pavilion?
I would think so. Yes, sir.
Well, where we are on the ag pavilion is there's 2 proposals. I know they were put out. I'm assuming everybody's seen the proposals. I guess this would be the time to talk about how we want to pick one of those 2. Donna has spoke. Joe is here. Does any of the commissioners have a question?
Commissioner Jordan?
Donna had offered for Joe to come join their board. I don't know if they have discussed that or not.
We did 3 years ago.
Sorry?
We did 3 years ago when
No.
we were up to this, and then we swapped numbers and cards and told him to come, and never heard anything back from him.
Joe, have you,
As of that, since that time, I have not spoken or heard from her about joining her committee or anything else. This is all news to me as of right now.
do we still want to consider them separately or let them discuss that option?
It's whatever the will of this body is. Commissioner Pickard?
I really like the idea that Donna's laying out. I know both folks, both parties involved. And I think that the meshing of the two, because Joe can bring some things to you guys that is really not in your lane, so to speak. And I hadn't considered it, but essentially what it sounds like you're saying is, look, let's bring Joe on board because you both have a passion for that. All the while knowing that you're probably gonna step aside before long, let him get to know at least how you guys are maneuvering through those things, and then say, here it is. It makes sense to me. I think our community's lucky to have folks who are interested in that facility because it can bring a lot of things here. And so I can appreciate what both can bring to the table, and I would certainly vote and wish that this is what could happen.
Commissioner Clark?
Well, I've already spoke. If somebody else wants to speak, I don't want to jump in front of them.
I mean, Commissioner Pickard, I think, picking up on what you're saying is that if you would make a motion for us to postpone any action on this and allow the two parties to discuss this between now and then, we can take it back up next month.
I will make a motion for that very thing.
I'll second that.
We've got a motion and a second to postpone a discussion on this until next month, allowing Ms. Donna and Mr. Joe to have a chance to get their heads together. Any discussion? Well, actually, there's no discussion on motion to postpone. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Commissioner Clark?
What I was gonna say doesn't matter now. But I have a lot to say.
Anything else from the committee? Finance Committee.
We did not have a quorum, so we could not meet, but the financial summary from March is in your packet, and I'd like to make a motion to go ahead and approve the financial summary for March.
Have a motion by Commissioner Jordan to approve the financial summary for the end of February.
In February.
Yeah,
we're already in March.
That's okay, we're all good, we're all good.
I'm old, you know.
Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Devin Pickard.
Yes.
Matthew Barnhill.
Yes.
Paul Callicott.
Yes.
Clay Chester.
Yes.
Todd Collins.
Yes.
Wayne Thomason.
Yes.
Steve Janakis.
Yes.
Dusty Jordan.
Yes.
Wiley McNair.
Yes.
Ricky Murray.
Yes.
Keith Nash.
Yes.
Danny Clark.
Yes.
12 yes, 2 absent.
12 yes, 2 absent. Does any commissioner wish to change his or her vote?
12 yes, 2 absent.
Financial summary is approved. Anything else from the Finance Committee?
So,
Budget Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We met, the minutes from the meeting are in the packet. We have 2 budget amendments tonight to approve. I'll present the first one, 2550 in the amount of $27,195. This is in County General. This is some miscellaneous account cleanups, and I submit this for approval.
Have a motion by Commissioner Giannakis to approve budget amendment 2550. Second by Commissioner Murray. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Devin Pickard.
Yes.
Matthew Barnhill.
Yes.
Paul Calcott.
Yes.
Clay Chester.
Yes.
Todd Collins.
Yes.
Wayne Thompson.
Yes.
Steve Janakis.
Yes.
Dusty Jordan.
Yes.
Wiley McNair.
Yes.
Ricky Murray.
Yes.
Keith Nash.
Yes.
Danny Clark.
Yes.
12 yes, 2 absent.
12 yes, 2 absent. Any commissioner wish to change his or her vote? 12 yes, 2 absent. Budget amendment approved. Commissioner.
Next budget amendment is 2551 in the amount of $389,042.88. This is for the school. This is for some grants, revisions in some pre-K dollars, and coding of some contracted services, and I submit this for approval.
Have a motion by Commissioner Giannakis to approve budget amendment 2551. Second by Commissioner Barnhill. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Devin Pickard.
Yes.
Matthew Barnhill.
Yes.
Paul Calcott.
Yes.
Clay Chester.
Yes.
Todd Collins.
Yes.
Wayne Thompson.
Yes.
Steve Janakis.
Yes.
Dusty Jordan.
Yes.
Wiley McNair.
Yes.
Ricky Murray.
Yes.
Keith Nash.
Yes.
Danny Clark.
Yes.
12 yes, 2 absent.
12 yes, 2 absent. Does any commissioner wish to change his or her vote? 12 yes, 2 absent. 2551 is approved.
Last thing is, we will start budgets next month, so we'll have lots of meetings and get to see each other a lot, and just make sure that if you can attend, please do. If you can't, please let me know, so if there's too many, we know that there's, won't be enough, so.
No. Okay.
And I yield.
Thank you very much. Health Foundation. Agricultural Extension Committee.
This month, March is Extension Month, and so I prepared a little thing of goodies for each one of you. We appreciate your support. We're meeting this Thursday, so next month I'll have a big report in the packet for you.
Public Records Committee. Economic and Community Development.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, Commissioners. The status report for the department is in the packet. So here are just a few updates I want to just draw attention to, and just a few reminders. First up, the Joint Economic Community Development Interlocal Agreement. Just want to add a little color to the mayor's report. As promised, Commissioners, we did present to the Alderman on March 11th, and the document was presented unchanged from when I presented it to you all. After the pitch, there was a unanimous vote by all aldermen. The mayor signed it that evening. And the state is now pleased, certainly pleased with our progress. Up next is planning a meeting for our first meeting, and we're looking at next month. Tourism grant for the county. Just to refresh your memory, we were given $11,000 to pay for some banana pudding festival signs. You remember those? So we picked up the project, and we're close to finalizing the artwork. We got 90 days to get this in. Signs up, posing ground, and done by mid-June. As a team, we're pulling it together, and it looks like we're gonna make this happen. Now, while we are getting the artwork in quotes and finding designers and graphic designers on this, we also decided to, of course, look at see what the cost would be for our bulldog signs. I think we all know that the bulldog signs don't quite fit the criteria of this grant, but we're going ahead and get some designs and price points on the bulldog signs right now. They're running $200 a piece. So when we get the final artwork, I'll send it to you all. You can talk about it in your budget meeting, how you want to pay for it. But they're about $200 and an extra $100 if you want reflective coating on those. But we're working on that for you. We'll serve that up to you in the next day or two, your artwork. And so be on the lookout for that in your inbox. Finally, a save the date. This is really a big point. As you all know, we are midstream in our 3-star certification. And one of the most important criteria for application is a 3-star town hall. And I think many of you may be in the audience on Zoom tonight, received the invite, a title with the Invite and Unite This meeting will be facilitated by Jody Slager. She's director at the State Economic Development Office. And on Tuesday, April 8th, from 1:30 to 4:30, we're asking everyone, if you can make it, come join us. For these 3 hours, we have to craft 3 short-term goals for the county and 3 long-term goals. And it's those goals, excuse me, that'll be funded by 3-star certification grants if we get approval. Of course, getting 3-star certification will help us with other grants as well. So we also want to be prudent in this conversation, that we align, or at least find some cohesiveness between these goals and our land use planning efforts. And up to now, I have 22 RSVPs for that meeting, and we'd like to have 20 people, 25 there. So thank you all. Mark your calendars if you can, save the date. Any questions? By the way, let me go back. That fully executed joint economic development interlocal agreement, I will be, or Ms. Christie and I, will be sending that to your inboxes in the morning, so you can have your own individual digital copy of the record of the agreement. Any questions on anything? There's a lot of activity, there's a lot captured in my report. I just want to pick out a few things that were just timely right now.
Commissioner Pickard?
The Bulldog signs, are those the 97 state championship signs? Is that what that is, or something different?
So these are the boys, men's Bulldogs, these Region 6 AA champs for 2024 and 2025. Did you want to add something to the lady? Did you want to
Well, it would just be my opinion. Those signs are looking pretty rough.
Okay, they are. Now, they also could use some water.
Yeah, maybe. So whatever would, because that's something we're still proud of. It was a while back, but still, state championship.
We'll have it forever.
And so will the new Bulldog signs be alongside of those in the same spot?
We thank you for the question. We'd like to ride that sign under the lady Bulldogs. Since the pole's already there, and we learned from Mr. Coates that we try to minimize poles, because you got long grass. And so wherever we can ride signs on poles that are already existing, it'd be a beautiful place for them. But we will update. We'll get a mock-up for you guys to talk about it. But adding maybe a new or replace it.
But if the 97 signs are gonna stay up and these new ones are gonna go beside it, it's not gonna look, the 97 signs need to be tightened up for sure.
I'll send them to you all,
Beautiful.
and you all can make that determination, because they won't come out of the grant funding. But no, it's a good point, thank you.
Commissioner Clark?
Anything?
The signs for the Bulldogs, Todd made the motion to include them when we took this grant up for the wayfinding sign. It was for the 97 girls team, the state championship team. Am I remembering that right, Todd? That was what Todd wanted renewed, because they've been there since about 98, and I think some of them were taken down because they were in such bad shape.
Yeah.
And his intent was to put 8 more of those back up, new signs.
Thank you, and Todd, and so we did get a mock-up for the 97 girls too. Todd, our conversation, you want to talk about the boys, or?
Yeah, we did, yeah, to add that, that's where they
Okay.
come from. Yeah,
We-
to redo both. Redo the
Gotcha.
one and add the new.
You know what, I'll send you all the artwork and mock-ups for both of those. But it would be nice to have them both fresh.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Ms. Moore, what's the date of that meeting that you, like?
Town Hall, 3-star Town Hall, Tuesday, April 8th.
April the 8th.
1:30 to 4:30. She needs 3 hours, but it's gonna be a working session. It's gonna be engaging, thought-provoking, a lot of discussion, conversation, hopefully passionate discussion.
I'll make sure it's on the schedule.
At CoWorks, thank you. At CoWorks, thank you, Mayor.
Any other questions for Ms. Moore? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Board of Zoning Appeals.
Oh,
We had a meeting and the minutes should be in your packet. I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Any questions for BZA? The industrial board did meet. The minutes are not in your packet. We're gonna get those together. We had a little mix up on that. The two new members showed up and they did a good job and got things started. And I appreciate Ms. Moore and Commissioner Clark also being in there. I think it was a productive, kind of a new kickoff for those folks. Opioid Settlement Board. Animal Shelter Advisory Board.
I just went over some of that in my report, Mr. Chairman.
Are there any other committees or boards that need to report? The chair to entertain a motion that all those minutes be added to the minutes of this meeting. Motion by Commissioner Pickard, second by Commissioner Giannakis. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? You have the meeting calendar for next month. I've already got the note here about the three-star kickoff. Is there any other changes? Please be aware that April is budget season, and you'll see a lot of extra dates in there. So, and I've seen so many smiles, you know, people are just looking forward to that. Anything else, though, in regards to that meeting calendar? We'll get those changes and get them out to everyone. Is there any unfinished business? Under new business, by approval of the agenda, we're going to take up Budget Amendment 2552 that did not go in front of the Budget Committee. This is the budget amendment in regards to the additional funding for that temporary office, temporary employee. You do have that budget amendment in your packet. The chair would entertain a motion and a second. Motion by Commissioner Clark, second by Commissioner Giannakis. Any discussion on Budget Amendment 2552? Commissioner Giannakis.
I'll just make the statement that this motion was approved during the Budget Committee meeting, so I would encourage you to vote yes on it.
It was not on the agenda, and it wasn't part of their regular business. Any other discussion on Budget Amendment 2552? Seeing none, roll call vote.
David Pickard.
Yes.
Matthew Barnhill.
Yes.
Paul Calcott.
Yes.
Clay Chester.
Yes.
Todd Collins.
Yes.
Wayne Thompson.
Yes.
Steve Janakis.
Yes.
Dusty Jordan.
Yes.
Wiley McNair.
Yes.
Ricky Murray.
Yes.
Keith Nash.
Yes.
Danny Clark.
Yes.
12 yes, 2 absent.
12 yes, 2 absent. Does any commissioner wish to change his or her vote?
12 yes, 2 absent.
Budget Amendment 2552 is approved. Next item is approval of the 2024-2025 road list, change list. That was in your packet. Chair would entertain a motion to approve. Motion to approve by Commissioner Jordan. Second by Commissioner Chesser. Any discussion? Commissioner Collins.
I would like to remind everyone, we have closed some roads over this past year. It hasn't, but it has. We need to be very careful. We kind of all came to an agreement on this several years ago because we wound up closing some roads to cut some access off to farmers, to water. We need to really be careful about closing roads. Consider that on all sides when we shut these down because we'll never open them again. I know we did a couple, but we really need to make sure that when we close them, that we really want them closed. Because they won't be opening back up. That's all I need to say.
Any other discussion on the road list? Roll call vote.
David Pickard.
Yes.
Matthew Barnhill.
Yes.
Paul Calcott.
Yes.
Clay Chester.
Yes.
Todd Collins.
Yes.
Wayne Thompson.
Yes.
Steve Janakis.
Yes.
Dusty Jordan.
Yes.
Wiley McNair.
Yes.
Ricky Murray.
Yes.
Keith Nash.
Yes.
Danny Clark.
Yes.
12 yes, 2 absent.
Does any, 12 yes, 2 absent. Does any commissioner wish to change his or her vote?
12 yes, 2 absent.
The road list is approved. Next item is to consider action regarding the resignation from the assessor of property. There he is. As you're all aware, last month we were hit with a surprise, and you have now had a copy of his letter of resignation. In order for this process to move forward, after we had a lot of questions in regards to how to move, that it was advised that we, being the county commission, accept that letter of resignation, which will allow the county mayor to send out public notice of receipt of applications, and that then we can take this matter up based on the applications that we receive next month. Does everybody understand that? That was the advice from council. So, in light of that, you do have you've all got a copy of that resignation letter. The chair would entertain a motion to accept the resignation of the accessory property. Motion by Commissioner Pickard, second by Commissioner Barnhill. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? That's about as official I can get it, brother.
I appreciate it.
Next item is Resolution 2510 regarding the hotel motel privilege tax. Sponsored by Commissioner Giannakis and Commissioner Clark. Do either of you wish to speak to this matter? Commissioner Giannakis.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This resolution is to set aside 60% of the budget from the prior, or the actual from the prior year, for the budget for the next year. For the Chamber of Commerce, it closely matches what we've been contributing to the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce would no longer come before us for the nonprofit for the budget committee. The other 40% of this will be designated to a reserve account for the recreation and tourism, and I would encourage you all to vote yes on it. I'm not sure if Commissioner Clark wants to speak on it or not, but.
To me, the best thing about it is the chamber will know 8 months before we go to the budget process how much money they're getting. And in the past, and I've been involved with the chamber in the past, and they're trying to make plans and then make a request, and the plans nothing can be done with the plans. I'm just hoping it'll free them up a little bit to be able to better plan their year's activities.
Any other discussion on Resolution 2510? Commissioner Pickard.
Based on the previous numbers, what is the 60% roughly?
Oh, we talked about it in the budget, and I don't know if Crystal's got it handy there.
It's gonna be 38,161.
How much was that?
38,161 would be the 60% of our last audited amount.
Any other discussion?
We have been giving them $25,000 every year, so that's about 13 more than what they've been getting.
Seeing no other discussion, roll call vote.
Devin Pickard.
Yes.
Matthew Barnhill.
Yes.
Paul Calcott.
Yes.
Clay Chester.
Yes.
Todd Collins.
Yes.
Wayne Thompson.
Yes.
Steve Janakis.
Yes.
Dusty Jordan.
Yes.
Wiley McNair.
Yes.
Ricky Murray.
Yes.
Keith Nash.
Yes.
Danny Clark.
Yes.
12 yes, 2 absent.
12 yes, 2 absent. Does any commissioner wish to change his or her vote?
12 yes, 2 absent.
Resolution 2510 is adopted. Resolution 2511 is a resolution to apply for the Tennessee ECD grant to purchase cardiac monitors. This is sponsored by Commissioner Clark and Commissioner McNair. Do either of you wish to speak to this matter?
Go ahead.
Well, I can start off, and County Mayor also covered this already in his report. Last year, we applied for this grant for $500,000. It was denied. It's much needed cardiac monitors for the EMS. Carla told us this year that applying for this $300,000 grant, we might have a better chance of getting approved. So this is just authorizing the mayor to submit an application for this grant.
Commissioner Clark? Any other discussion on 2511? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Devin Pickard.
Yes.
Matthew Barnhill.
Yes.
Paul Calcott.
Yes.
Clay Chester.
Yes.
Todd Collins.
Yes.
Wayne Thompson.
Yes.
Steve Janakis.
Yes.
Dusty Jordan.
Yes.
Wiley McNair.
Yes.
Ricky Murray.
Yes.
Keith Nash.
Yes.
Danny Clark.
Yes.
12 yes, 2 absent.
12 yes, 2 absent. Does any commissioner wish to change his or her vote?
12 yes, 2 absent.
Resolution 2511 is adopted. A resolution 2512 is rezoning property located at 10,004 North Tibble Road in Bon Aqua. If everybody recalls, this came before us last month, and because of the concerns similar to what you're seeing tonight, it was sent back to Planning Commission for further discussion and review and for public interaction on that rezoning. It did go back before the committee. I think everybody's questions were successfully answered, and the Planning Commission did approve of that rezoning. It is sponsored by Commissioner Cart and Commissioner Calicott. Do either of you wish to speak to that matter?
There's not much to say, it's passed the planning commission twice, so, you know.
Any other discussion on 2512?
I do.
Yes, sir.
Is this the property that,
No, sir.
okay.
Any other discussion on 2512? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Devin Pickard.
Yes.
Matthew Barnhill.
Yes.
Paul Calcott.
Yes.
Clay Chester.
Yes.
Todd Collins.
Yes.
Wayne Thompson.
Yes.
Steve Janakis.
Yes.
Dusty Jordan.
Yes.
Wiley McNair.
Yes.
Ricky Murray.
Yes.
Keith Nash.
Yes.
Danny Clark.
Yes.
12 yes, 2 absent.
12 yes, 2 absent. Does any commissioner wish to change his or her vote?
12 yes, 2 absent.
12 yes, 2 absent. Resolution 2512 is approved. We are going to take a short 5-minute break, and we're going to ensure that we have this rezonings, these next 4 rezonings done, and we know which ones that we are absolutely want to give a little extra eye to. 5 minutes. Okay. So here's the reason that I was worried. It also, well, I think just trying to understand the concerns of this is
I live up where those are. So but I mean, I get it.
well, idiot. Well, but also, this is what they do. We may. That way, y'all have to. No. We've heard this before. Well, and in this way, it's very important. Whereas if you guys can see the box right there, all your questions right now. I know, but I think
Go
I mean, I think that we should have figure out a best spot.
No, this is every month.
No, I think it's gonna be more and more if we don't.
That's environment, I think.
Well, that does.
That's fine.
But I mean,
Yeah, we're nerds. Well, the last time I called, ability to make good decisions is questionable. I tell her all the time. Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you
I guess
yes, sir.
But I mean, when you're everyone's triple team, everybody.
County legislative body come to order. The
next item is resolution 2513, rezoning property located at 7623 Wrigley Road in Lyles, Tennessee, from A1 agriculture to R1 residential. It is sponsored by Commissioner Clark and Commissioner Calicott. Do either of you wish to speak to that matter?
Just that it passed the planning committee.
Any discussion on 2513?
I don't think there's anybody here questioning this one.
Yes, sir. Seeing none, roll call vote on resolution 2513.
Devin Pickard.
Yes.
Matthew Barnhill.
Yes.
Paul Calcott.
Yes.
Clay Chester.
Yes.
Todd Collins.
Yes.
Wayne Thomason.
Yes.
Steve Janakis.
Yes.
Dusty Jordan.
Yes.
Wiley McNair.
Yes.
Ricky Murray.
Yes.
Keith Nash. Danny Clark.
Yes.
12 yes, 2 absent.
12 yes. 12 yes, 2 absent. Does any commissioner wish to change his or her vote?
12 yes, 2 absent.
Resolution 2513 is adopted. Resolution 2514, rezoning property located at 7647 Wrigley Road in Lyles, Tennessee, from A1 agriculture to R1 residential. Sponsored by Commissioner Clark, Commissioner Calicott. Either of you wish to speak to this matter?
Again, it passed the planning commission, and it is in Wrigley, and that's fairly residential.
Any other discussion in regards to resolution 2514? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Devin Pickard.
Yes.
Matthew Barnhill.
Yes.
Paul Calcott.
Yes.
Clay Chester.
Yes.
Todd Collins.
Yes.
Wayne Thomason.
Yes.
Steve Janakis.
Yes.
Dusty Jordan.
Yes.
Wiley McNair.
Yes.
Ricky Murray.
Yes.
Keith Nash.
Yes.
Danny Clark.
Yes.
12 yes, 2 absent.
12 yes, 2 absent. Does any commissioner wish to change his or her vote?
12 yes, 2 absent.
Resolution 2514 is approved. This brings up resolution 2515.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr.
I'd
Calicott.
like to make a motion to send 2515 and 2516 back to the planning commission.
Have a motion to send resolution 2515 and 2516 back to the planning commission. Is there any discussion on that? I'll need a second. Second by Commissioner Murray. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Folks in the audience, that meeting is on at 6:30 in this room on April the 1st. Tuesday, April the 1st at 6:30, right here where you're at. And you can have all your questions can be answered very, very well there. Are there any announcements or statements that need to be made? Robert? No objection. Go ahead.
I think there's some confusion about the resolution 2512. I thought that was pulled and voted on last month, and now it's supposed to be the one on Bates Trail. Was that resolution that you just spoke about, I thought it was approved last month.
And I apologize, I misunderstood what you were asking me a minute ago.
I'm sorry. I apologize too, because I'm trying to.
We still have 2512, but it's on Bates Trail. It was a mistake from our office, we tried to correct, thought we had it
Oh,
corrected.
that's right, yes.
Okay, so
Well,
that's
right.
Sorry,
Sorry,
so, and
Robert, that's my,
okay,
it was sent out by email, and I didn't,
and that is the resolution.
2512 is the one on Bates.
But that resolution is the resolution these folks are involved in. Correct. Okay,
Yeah. that's-
so,
that's correct. And that might need to go back to the planning commission, just like.
yeah, so here's what we're gonna need. We're gonna need a motion to reconsider. Motion to reconsider by Commissioner Clark, second by Commissioner Collins. And that motion to reconsider is, to send resolution 2512 back to the planning commission as well.
Resolution 2512 off of Bates Trail.
Yes, sir, that is it. I apologize. I was actually looking at the agenda. I apologize. Any discussion on that motion to reconsider? And that motion to reconsider sends that back to the planning commission. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. I guess that brings up and after all that break, and we still messed this up, and I apologize. 2516. You got it, you took it. $2515 is a resolution to rezone property, that is not, it's not the Bates Trail and it's not the, Bonacqua Road. This is a separate resolution. That's what we got messed up, and I'm so sorry about that. Commissioner Calicott, could we go ahead and we can take up resolution 2515? That's one that's not in question. You wanna take a minute and look at that? We got a little contract on that.
We need to make a motion to correct that.
Yeah, I would need to do that procedurally.
2515 is, I would just say a motion to reconsider and take up resolution 2515.
I make that motion.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Chesser. So we're gonna take back up, the two resolutions that are going, 2516 and 2512. 2516 and 2512. 2515 is the one that we're taking up at this time. Any discussion on 2515? That's sponsored by the Commissioner Calicott and myself. Anything? So we have a motion to take this back up. So we're gonna take a, first vote will be to just to take it back up, and then we'll have a motion on the, resolution itself. All those in favor of taking up resolution 2515, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Resolution 2515 is back on the table. Any discussion on resolution 2515 as presented? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Devin Pickard.
Yes.
Matthew Barnhill. Aye. Claude Calicott.
Yes.
Clay Chester.
Yes.
Todd Collins.
Yes.
Wayne Thomason.
Yes.
Steve Janakis.
Yes.
Dusty Jordan.
Yes.
Wiley McNair.
Yes.
Ricky Murray.
Yes.
Keith Nash.
Yes.
Danny Clark.
Pass.
10 yes, 2 pass, 2 absent.
10 yes, 2 pass, 2 absent. Does any commissioner wish to change his or her vote?
10 yes, 2 pass, 2 absent.
Resolution 2515 is adopted. Does anyone have any announcements or statements? Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Commissioner Thompson, second by Commissioner Giannakis. All those in favor, say aye.
Wow. 35 more, huh? That's impressive.
John Rowe.